y'all doing? This video, some of you might laugh at it, some of you might groan, some of you may run out of the room screaming, hell, I don't know. But I sure wish that I could have seen this video when I was getting ready to have my operation. Because, to tell you the truth, I had no earthly idea what to expect. You know, there just wasn't a lot of information around in 2001. This was the fall of 2001. And I was active duty Air Force. I was down at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, studying to be an Air Force meteorologist. And so I was active duty because I was going to school full time. So I was active duty Air Force, even though technically I was Air National Guard. I was on active duty orders. So I was entitled to full medical care. Eyeglasses, doctor care, dental, whatever I may need, I was completely covered. So I decided, now this would have been 16 years ago, so I was in my mid-40s. I was 43, 44 year old. We already had 3 children. And there was absolutely no desire to have any more. My wife had had a couple of miscarriages. It was pretty hard on her, and we were just blessed with 3 beautiful kids, and why screw it up? So we didn't really discuss it. However, I knew that surgery for a woman is a whole lot more involved than it is for a man. So I check into it. I find out, can I get an appointment to get a vasectomy? And like I said, I was a student, and class started at 8 o'clock in the morning, I believe. And they told me they could get me in at 7 a.m. I said, all right. So I go to my school and I say, hey, I want to get this taken care of, and my appointment's at 7 o'clock. They said, well, you can't be missing school. Sorry, but you have to be in school. I said, fine. Well, the little pamphlet that I got wasn't a whole lot of help as far as what I got from the doctor's office. And actually, they had like a class to tell you what to expect, but I couldn't go to the class because it was during my regular school hours. So I was never able to ask any questions. All I knew was be at the hospital at this particular time and bring some of those they're what they call them. Some of them call them blue ice, some of them those reusable ice bags, reusable cold packs. You put them in the freezer and they stay cold. When you put them in your lunchbox, keep your food cold till lunchtime, that kind of thing. Well, they said get you some of them because you need to wear them. Bring an extra pair of underwear. Okay. So I get there and I get led into the surgery room, operating room, whatever. It wasn't no big fancy operating room because this was a minor surgery. And there's this real pretty little old nurse in there. Now, when I was active duty Air Force, it was in the 1970s, and a female couldn't do anything with a male patient. It had to be a male nurse, or whatever you want to call it. Wasn't no female allowed to let's just say, see private parts of a man, and consequently, men weren't supposed to be working in OBGYN unless they were actual doctors. So imagine my surprise and slight embarrassment when this real pretty little old girl, she says, okay, you need to go in there and take off all your clothes and put on this robe and come back in here. I said, okay. So I do, and I come back in there. She says, climb up on the table. I'm going to prep the area. And I'm like, oh. Yes, I need to, shave the area. I need to prep the area for surgery. What? I couldn't believe that this pretty little girl was going to be taking matters into her own hands and taking care of getting this ready for the doctor. And I said, this is kind of strange for me. I ain't used to this. She says, ain't no different for me than looking at a computer screen all day long. It's just same old, same old. Maybe different sizes, shapes, and colors, but it's same old thing, day after day. I said, all right. So I'm laying there, and she takes care of business, and I was honestly afraid that I might get a little bit excited and show my excitement, but that didn't happen. There wasn't nothing exciting about what the hell was going on. So, here come a doctor in there. And the doctor says, how are you? I said, fine. He says, I'm going to give you a little local anesthetic. You might feel a little stick. And I said, well, at least you didn't say that's a mighty little prick. And he left the room. And the girl was smiling. And I said, what's the problem? She says, he's out in the hallway, he's busting a gut laughing. I said, oh. She said, doctors can't laugh in front of the patients. I said, oh, okay. So he come back in. And like I said, I had no idea what to expect. But some local anesthetic was injected. Where, I don't know, but it was. So here I am laying there, and he says, well, can you feel this? I said, no. Can you feel that? No. He said, okay. So I'm laying there, and he's doing his thing. I have no idea what's going on. I can't see down there. Don't really want to. And so all of a sudden I feel like a pull, like somebody had a rope tied around my esophagus and was pulling that damn rope. I mean, I could feel, oh my God, I could feel this tugging and pulling and jerking, and it was like, oh my God. And then it stopped. And he said, well, that's one. And then he goes after the other. And he's pulling and tugging, and it got so intense for me, I passed plumb out cold. I mean, out. And then I come to, and the doctor, he's holding my head like this right here. Holding my head back, my chin open and all that. And I'm laying flat on my back on the operating table. And I said, are you done? He says, no. He said, I thought you was choking. I said, oh, hell no, man, I was snoring. Shit. If I passed out, I was just snoring. He said, well, it sounded like you was choking. You do that again. And he says, I can't finish. You'll have to come back another time. I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Anyway, he pulling and tugging. I'm getting lightheaded, but I managed to stick it out. Maybe stick it out ain't the right term. I managed to handle it. No, handle it ain't right. Anyway, I managed to stay conscious till he got finished. And when he got finished, he said, "There you go." I said, "That's it?" "Yep, that's it." I said, "Well, cool. All right." I says, "Well, let me ask you the question everybody asks you. When can I go back to business as usual?" He said, "Whenever you feel like it." I said, "Okay." He said, "Most folks feel like it in a couple of weeks." I said, "Okay." He said, "Walk real gingerly." And he says, "Put on one pair of underwear, then put on a second pair of underwear, put them cold packs in that second pair. Let them just be like something to hold those cold packs in place." I said, "Okay." So I thanked him and all that, and went there and got my clothes on, all that kind of stuff, and gingerly made my way back to my pickup truck. I do want to tell you that if you think about having this done, make sure that you're going to ride home in a car. It was a little bit of a challenge to get up in a pickup truck. And the ride ain't near as smooth. But I managed to get back to the schoolhouse. I parked right there in the damn handicap parking too, right at the front damn door. I didn't care what anybody thought neither. And I hobbled my way into class. And they had given me permission to store cold packs in their refrigerator freezer they had there, so I had extras if I need, you know, as the day went on. So anyway, things went pretty smooth, and I go to get a shower. You know, a day or so later, they said just keep the area clean, and I did, you know, just like a sponge bath. Then I get in the shower, and I get out of the shower, and then I look down and I freak out. I mean, I'm freaking out. There was a hole in my scrotum, big enough to stick your finger through. I am freaking the hell out. Oh my God, what the fuck? Pardon the language, but that's what I thought. Oh my God. So I call the hospital, and I tell them what's going on. And they said, well, just come on in the urology clinic. And I went in there, and this technician, he says, well, let me see what you're talking about. And I showed him. He said, oh, that's normal. They didn't tell you that in the class? So I didn't go to the class. He said, oh. He said, they don't sew that up because the skin's too thin. It'll heal, it'll close up by itself. Just keep it clean. I said, no kidding. I said, yeah. And, holy shit, you sons of bitches scared the hell out of me. Well, it did. It closed up on its own. And it was probably 10 days before I felt, you know, somewhat back to normal. But I hauled around that schoolhouse with them ice packs. I just didn't want to make no sudden moves. And my instructor, he looked at me and said, man, I thought about getting that done, but now looking at you, I don't think I will. Well, I'm here to tell you, now that pretty near 16 years have passed, 15 and a half years anyway, that I'm glad I did that. Number one, because it's better than having a wife go through the surgery. Number two, I like doing it cheap, so I got it done for nothing, and now then we don't have to buy any type of birth control. And there is, for you gentlemen out there that are wondering, there is no negative side effect. There is no visible difference. There's no difference at all. Any difference would be in your mind. That's it. So, any of you that are considering getting it done, I do recommend it. But I tell you what, I sure wish I'd had a video like this to watch first. Scared the shit out of me. Anyway, that was PawPaw's adventure with the vasectomy. Woo! Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye.